Welcome, welcome, welcome in. I thought I would sit down and record a little healing session and meditation for the collective tonight. Something that is sorely needed. I can feel, I can tell. The collective is going through a lot of trauma right now. And if you're listening to this, then you are part of the solution because you are doing the work right now of bearing witness to this massive, massive trauma and pain. And I just first want to acknowledge that and say thank you for being here with me. Thank you for being in the trenches with me right now. Just to kind of set the space, my name is Kieran. I'm the steward here of Cosmic Abundance. And you can think of Cosmic Abundance as your kind of hub for greater cosmic connection and learning. In my mind, she is a starship in orbit above the Earth, and she's a place that I visit a lot in my meditations and in my dreams. So welcome aboard. You can kind of imagine the space that you are in is like a cozy spaceship lounge, like the vibes of 10 Forward on the Enterprise D in Star Trek The Next Generation, if that rings a bell for you. Just a cozy, swanky lounge, soft music playing. You can see out a big picture window that you can see that we're orbiting the Earth, and you can also see the stars in the background. There's people and beings of all kinds here, and tonight we're hosting this healing meditation event. So as people come in, as our friends come in and join us here, we're just going to take a few minutes to get settled. I am going to be teaching this entirely from meditative space, so I am going to turn on my insight timer. It's going to give us bells to kind of keep us anchored in the 3D, 4D time matrix. So here we go. Yeah, come on in, settle down, get settled, find a place to get comfortable. And if you're still moving around, you're still fidgeting, you gotta stretch out, like that's totally cool. In the 3D space, in the third density, my body is getting ready to go to bed. Just got out of the shower, so I'm doing some kind of just grounding practices right now. So if it feels good for you, it's always good to kind of connect in with your body, and I think maybe start with our feet today. We are in the last, let's see, when I'm recording this, it's February 3rd, 2026, and we're in the last 10 days, the last 2 weeks of Saturn and Pisces for this Saturn cycle. And so just take a moment to connect with your feet and give them some love, because Pisces rules the feet, and Saturn in Pisces is challenging us to stay grounded, right? It's reminding us that our feet are what keep us planted on the ground, but they're also our portals of connection to this material world. It's easy to forget about them and to kind of just float around, kind of like a disembodied head. The feet just kind of act automatically. So just bringing some awareness to your feet, and if it feels comfortable for you, give them a rub, give them a kind of some touch. Say thank you for carrying you. Yeah, it's a moment to just kind of get settled here. This is, like I said, this is going to be meditative. This is going to be energy work. It's going to be healing work. But you don't need to do anything. All you have to do is show up and trust that the container will work for you. So finding yourself in a comfortable position, whatever feels accessible to you, whether that is seated in a chair, laying in bed. I'm at the moment, I am going to be sitting in my bed, because like I said, it's the end of the day for me. But you can receive this however is comfortable for you, and you don't have to close your eyes. You don't have to join in the meditative space, but of course it's always more potent if you do, whatever is accessible to you. I always like to do this work with my feet flat on a surface, whether that's on the floor, if I'm sitting in a chair, or on the floor, or on the couch, on the bed. Just anywhere that you can feel that connection between your feet and the surface, that can, act as a proxy for the earth, right? If you can have your feet directly on the earth, that's phenomenal. That's not really accessible to me right now. So yeah, my feet are on my bed. And then as far as posture, sitting as upright as is feasible for you. So I put like pillows behind my back, and so I'm not sitting straight upright because I'm reclining on my bed, but my spine is pretty straight and I'm supported by the pillows behind me. Yeah, so we're just gonna settle in, finding that comfortable position. It doesn't really matter how your body is oriented in space, as long as it's comfortable to you. There's kind of that delicate balance of comfortable enough to get into the meditation and not too comfortable that you fall asleep. So whatever that looks like for you today. Yeah, and I'm feeling called to check in with the heart center. So I'm just taking a moment, and I'm going to hope I'm not going to hit my microphone here. I've got one hand directly on the center of my chest, in the center, like in that magnetic center of the body, the heart chakra, or the G center, in the human design body graph. And then the other hand, that's my left hand on the center, on the G center, and then the right hand is just underneath and a little bit off to the left, kind of tucking underneath there, where the physical heart is, where the tip of the energetic center of the heart, the electromagnetic point where the heartbeat begins. And I'm just gonna taking a moment to check in with these two energetic points and really sending them a thank you. It's almost a cliche to say that the heart is the hardest working part of our body, but it really is. It just doesn't get a rest, right? The heart works tirelessly from 6 weeks after conception until the day we die, beating 40 to 80 to 180 times a minute, all our lives. Not only supplying our cells with the blood, the oxygen that they need to carry out their jobs, but also taking away the trash, taking out the carbon dioxide, removing the toxins. And the heart gives our body that magnetic center, the place from which all else radiates. And right now, I can feel that our collective hearts are breaking as we bear witness to the collective trauma that we are currently experiencing. I forgot to include a disclaimer here, but I will put this on the description that this work is for people who are bearing witness to the traumas that are being released in the Epstein documents and the truths that are coming out as a result of that. This work is not specifically for survivors, though if you are a survivor, you are more than welcome to be here. This is for the people who are bearing witness, and to me, there is no expectation for a survivor to do that work, because you don't need to. That's not your job. That's our job. Those of us who have not experienced these horrors in this physical body are the ones whose responsibility it is to bear witness to this unspeakable to these horrors, we'll say. My words are, it's hard to find words. But yes, so if you are a survivor, protect yourself, protect your energy first. Do not re-traumatize yourself any more than you absolutely. I know that right now online it's hard not to, depending on what corners of the internet you're in and what your algorithm is showing you, but protect yourself first and foremost, and make sure that you center yourself. That's the message right now. And if you have already done the karmic healing and the purging and the coming back into wholeness that is necessary after going through something like that, and you are ready to join the circle of witnesses as well, know that we are here to hold you. You're always welcome here, but you never feel like it is your responsibility. And then to the rest of us, to those of us who have never experienced this trauma in this lifetime, in this body, this is our job. This is what we came for. This is what we have been on a spiritual path, on a journey to prepare for. I know for myself, I have been I've been on this journey a lot longer than just the past, 6 years since COVID, but it really accelerated at that moment in 2020, 2021. Things started to accelerate for myself and for a lot of us. I think the second half of Neptune's transit through Pisces especially with that Jupiter conjunction in 2022. I think really kind of accelerated a lot of our spiritual journeys and our, our need for, finding the mentors and seeking out the training and doing the healing work and doing our shadow work and learning the healing tools and, all of the work that we've been doing has been preparing us for this. And if you haven't been on that path yet, if you haven't been, you don't resonate with that idea that we've been training for this, then that's fine too. Everybody arrives at a different pace. So you're here now. And you are in circle with, I don't even know, I can't even count how many people are going to be here, but there's so many of us that are, we're all powerful healers. And you're here now, and that's what matters. So yeah, just sending that thanks to to that heart center, that G center, that center of your chest where it feels like you're breaking wide open, and that's the work. That's what we're here to be doing. So yeah, just sitting with that for a moment. Okay. And whenever it feels ready, whenever you feel complete with that check-in, you can release your hands and let them find a more comfortable place to rest, whether that's on your knees or on your lap next to your body. And let's start to move some energy, because that's what needs to happen here. So before we do any energy work, we always want to make sure that our electromagnetic axis is plugged in to the larger electromagnetic fields around us. So we do that by establishing a grounding cord. So if you know how to do that, then you can go ahead and begin. But if you don't know how to establish a grounding cord, bring your attention to the base of your spine and find your root center or your root chakra. To me, this is in between. I like to imagine I like to visualize rather the triangle between my two sits bones and my tailbone, right? So this is right where your butthole is, like literally in the butt. And you can imagine that there is like a ball of energy right there. And that ball of energy is, it's about maybe 4 inches in diameter. Sometimes it's bigger, sometimes it's smaller. It may be a different shape, maybe more like a tube. For some folks, it might be more like a flower. Whatever yours looks like today, no judgment, just notice. And then if you can visualize it as a ball of energy, you can imagine that it just extends and drops like turning on a flashlight almost, that points straight down, or just like dropping a ball and it turns into this column of light protruding from that root center, going all the way down into the center of the earth. So you can watch it go down through the floor, through the basement of your house, through whatever stories of apartments there are below you, all the way down to the street level, down below the street through the rock and the rubble, down through the crust, through the layers of waters, the deep waters, all the way down into the fiery rock, the melted rock, and now going all the way down to where the melted rock becomes solid again and forms that crystally fiery core of the earth, that magnetic pole, that iron crystal in the middle of the earth. And now, as that grounding cord makes contact with the crystalline core of the center of the earth, you can just feel that the earth sends a hello back up to you. It's kind of like a handshake. So just sitting with that energy for a moment and noticing, how does that change the way your body feels? How does that change that electromagnetic space around you, your aura? I felt like a lightness. I felt something like the opposite of dragging me down. It was almost like it's pushing me up. And I get this sensation from the earth, from my grounding cord a lot. Because it's not just that it's a place to send energy, heavy energy down, but it's a place where we acknowledge the support that we get from the earth, from our mother, from our great mother. This place of material and earth element and fire and love and fertility. The earth, our mother goddess. So just allowing Mother Earth to hold you right now, like she does every moment of every day, without you even noticing most of the time. Just sitting within that gratitude. And just acknowledging all that she does to carry all of her children all the time, without asking anything in return, without ever even so much as a threat to stop, right? She's always holding us in that perfect balance between gravity keeping us on her surface and her supporting us and keeping us from falling in further into the earth. That perfect balance of gravity and support. And as you are sitting within this space of just experiencing yourself being grounded and having that grounding cord, that connection to the earth, just noticing, looking around your space. You can close your eyes and turn your inner eye, your third eye. Just noticing what's changing for you, what's shifting, just having established that grounding link. I know that in so much of the practice, as I've been taught, we tend to almost use the earth, use our grounding cord as a I don't want to say as a dumping ground, because that doesn't really do it justice, but we really do rely on her to take so much from us, to take our burdens off, to lay down our burdens. And to a certain extent, that is what she's here for, but there's a deeper layer here, and it's a balance. And so we need to start acknowledging that just because it's not ours doesn't mean automatically give it to the earth. And that is going to be the case with this heavy, heavy load that we're all carrying tonight in this moment. So You can set your bags down. That's fine. She will hold them. But when it comes time to release the energy, the heaviness, the karma, the baggage that's within those, the baggage within our baggage, we're going to do something else with that. So, I am just feeling into what's going to come next. And I think I am going to step out of a place of guiding this meditation for a little bit, and I'm going to move into a bit more of the healing space, and that is going to come with some periods of silence from me. I do have some soft music playing in the background. I have no idea if that's going to come through in the recording. So feel free to pop open another YouTube tab and open up some frequencies if that feels right to you while we're doing this. And those of you who are already trained in the style of energy work that I do, you know who you are. Join me. Let's get our energy running. Yeah. I'm just bringing in a deep, dark turquoise blue earth energy. Letting that run. And then I see my cosmic energy today as being bright, sparkly pink. So I'm getting those to move. Letting that energy move. Yes. Okay. I know. I have not been running my energy every single day, which probably explains a lot of why I've been feeling a little funky. So yeah, that feels really nice to get it running. Okay. And then, yeah, healers, you know what to do, how to get ready for this. Crowns to gold, lower centers turned down. Oh yeah, that's already moving. Okay. So I am just going to put out a few kind of like astral apparatuses into the space that anybody can use. The first one in the center of the space is a big blue bonfire. The other one is well, we've got yeah, actually that's the only one I'm seeing right now is showing up. Then we'll just use our tools as things come up to clear things out. So yeah, okay, so I am opening up a bucket. You know, maybe it's just a bubble, maybe it's a rose, maybe you just see it literally as a big ass bucket from Home Depot or something, and we're just gonna start dumping this energy from our space into the buckets. Okay. Yeah, those are gonna fill up fast. Okay, and so then healers, I'm just gonna call on each of you to take a bucket as it fills up, and and get rid of it, whether it will just blow up or whether you need to, bring in the bigger guns to get rid of it. Yeah, we're just gonna start composting this karma, really. Yeah, clearing that space. Just watching this. I did the first bucket, but I'm just seeing that there's plenty of us here to take care of this. Yeah, so if you don't know how to clear this energy, just watch it go into the bucket and then watch the bucket go away. Watch the bucket get cleared. And if you do know how to clear the buckets, then do it with us, right? We got your back. You can't do it wrong. Yeah, there was a big outpouring in the beginning, and I can see that it's already starting to slow down. Just put anything that you're ready to let go of into these buckets, and we're just removing them from the space while keeping our bodies, our electromagnetic bodies, anchored into the earth. Oh yeah, we need to replenish ourselves. I should have done this before we got started. Okay, everybody, let's take a little golden sun break. Whatever you're working on. Yeah, since we're connected to the ground, what we need to do is we need to replenish our energy. And this is the secret sauce. So if these tools are new to you, the grounding cord every day, always, and then golden suns every day, always, also. So imagine right above the crown of your head, there is just a pinpoint of light. Just a little spot of light, and then just imagine that spot of light is growing and growing and growing and getting brighter and brighter, and you notice that it is a beautiful golden sun. Maybe it reminds you of a sunset, or maybe it's blazing like the middle of the day. Whatever color it is, however sparkly it is, know that it's just that color and that sparkle. Your golden suns are just for you. Maybe it's even the star with your name on it in the heavens coming in to refill you. And inside of that golden sun, you can just imagine you're calling in energy that is exactly what you need in this moment. Your unique energy, bringing your energy, your awareness back from across time and space, anywhere you may have left it, anywhere anyone may have taken it from you, anywhere they might be holding on to your energy. We're just calling it all back into that golden sun above the top of our head. Letting that golden sun grow bigger and brighter, bigger and brighter. And then as it gets so big and so bright that it just can't get any bigger or any brighter, I'm just going to let that golden sun just slowly float down and kind of make contact with the crown of your head. And as it makes contact with the crown of your head, it's like a water balloon pops right there. It's like the two bubbles merging, where that golden sun just makes contact with the crown of your head and then pours all of that energy in through the top of your crown, in through the top of your head, and it fills up your entire physical body, astral body, mental body, your entire self, your physical self and your energetic self, filling you in with that golden sunlight that you just called, that was just for you. letting it fill in your head, flowing down your face, your neck, the back of your neck, washing around the throat, flowing through your shoulders, down your arms, elbows, wrists, and hands, pouring down your back, down your spine, down the sides of your back, your chest, your belly, filling in that whole torso, bathing all of your organs in that beautiful golden sunlight, flowing all the way around your spine, through the bowl of your hips, all the way down your legs, flushing around your knees, down your calves, ankles, feet, and toes. Every cell of your body now filled up with that beautiful, bright, golden, sparkly light. And as it continues to pour in through that golden, through the top of your crown, it starts to radiate out from every pore of your body. Oh, probably making you yawn a lot. That's the energy moving. That's the work being done. That golden sunlight is pouring out every pore of your body and filling up your entire aura. Yeah. Okay, well, it looks like we've still got a lot of the energy that's clearing. This is going to be an ongoing project, though. So, this is just establishing the space, and then anytime you come into the space, you can get a clearing, get a healing, give a healing, get a healing, as we like to say. Being gentle with yourself and remembering that what you're doing right now is divine work. This is a large part of what we came here to do, is to bear witness to this. Because when these types of really unspeakable evil is witnessed, it can be transformed, it can be alchemized. It can only persist, it can only continue, it can only multiply in darkness. And when I use the word darkness right now, I am not referring to what it's like when you turn off the lights, or what it's, anything having to do with color of skin, or even our own internal shadows. I'm referring to the polarity of being so self-centered that you allow your desires to override bodily autonomy for any other individuals in such a horrible way. People who are so depraved as to think that it's okay to do these things to other humans. This has been part of the experiment on Earth, and it is pretty much a horrifically failed experiment. And we have come here, whether we've lived on this planet for generations, for lifetimes, or if it's our first rodeo. Most of us, it's like a combination of the above. We've been here and we've been other places, but we're here now to help rescue this planet and the souls on the planet from this failed, horrific experiment of what happens if we allow autonomous agents, aka individuals, aka people, aka souls. What happens when we allow these souls to get so cut off from the divine source, to get so separated from all of the other facets of themselves, all of the others that that they forget who they are. And unfortunately, it turns out that a very small percentage of these souls that get completely cut off from divine source do really horrible, unspeakable things to other people. So yeah, we're gonna rein that in. We're gonna bring a stop to that part, and yeah, we need to bring healing to everybody involved, really everybody involved. But first, of course, to the survivors. And so we can imagine if we, the witnesses, and the healers holding space for the witnessing, we can imagine that we are in a great circle. I see that there are dozens of us here, at least, if not hundreds. And we're in a great circle, and inside of that circle are seated the survivors, the people who have experienced this in this lifetime, in these physical bodies, and who have the lived experience and the memories of what it's like to receive this trauma, what it's like to live through it from the perspective of the one who is whose free will is completely violated, whose bodily autonomy is violated, whose bodily integrity, whose lives are violated. All of these survivors and victims, the people who did not survive, the ones who have borne the most pain, they're all in the center of the circle, right? The survivors in a concentric circle inside of ours, and inside that circle is the souls who incarnated in order to the souls who experienced that loss of body at the hands of these self-oriented evil is a word for it, but there's still relativity in evil. But the souls who have just completely lost their way and thought that that their desires were worth inflicting these things on other versions of themselves, because that's what we all are. We're all just the same. We're the same self, just in different fractal configurations. So concentric circles of all of these people who've been impacted by this, with a large golden dome of protection and healing, specifically radiating out over the survivors, the people who are still embodied and who are here to show us the truth, so that this comes to light, so that we see what has been happening, and so that we can digest it. Because if we don't digest it, if we just try to bury it, I think I said this in a video or something that I recorded the other day, if we just try to bury it, if we just give it to the earth, it's going to grow right back, right? It's not going to get alchemized, metabolized. And so we have to witness it and collectively atone for it by each of us and right now I'm speaking to the witnesses and the healers, by each of us taking that that responsibility for it, not in a guilt or a shame way, but in the way of acknowledging that each of us is capable, because we are all fractal facets of the same infinite source. Just absorbing that, just knowing, like allowing that knowing, not shying away from that. That reality that this is what people have become capable of doing. And on a cosmic level, this moment on Earth is oh, I have to move my feet because they're starting to hurt. That's always a good sign that I'm moving a lot of energy. On a cosmic level, this is not just a lesson for the souls of Earth, for the people of Earth. This is a lesson and a project and a matter of utmost urgency for all sentient and for all sentient beings in the entire in this universe, especially in this neighborhood of the galaxy. So we're not alone. We here on Earth are not alone right now. There are so many of our cosmic siblings are here to help, on not just on the level of, this, on the sense of like star seeds who've incarnated to be here, but also in the sense of the presence of all of our star siblings, bearing witness to this and seeing what happens when you allow the individual to become so cut off from the collective. And there's so much more to say, right? There's so much more to talk about, but I think right now I know this has been, let's see, what are we at? Yeah, we're at 48 minutes for this session so far, so I think I'm going to wrap it up here for tonight, and we'll come back to this space as much as we need to as we do this healing work. Yeah, this is a 45-minute bell for my meditation. I knew that was coming. So we're gonna go and yeah, so I'm what I'm gonna do is I'm casting this protective bubble around this space, and we're just gonna set it out in the astral. And I'm separating from it right now, and I think, all of us who've been here for this session can probably do the same, but just kind of stepping back from it and allowing some distance to come between ourselves and this healing space, but knowing that this healing space is going to stay open, and that it's a space that you can come back to at any time. And yeah, we will be back with lots more. So I'm just gonna step back from that space. Extending the deepest, most heartfelt gratitude to everybody who who has come through this space, not just tonight, but in all of the future. I can really feel your presence here, even though I am just a single person recording this from my bedroom at night. I can truly feel that there are so many of us present in this space right now, across time and space. And yeah, this is the work we came here to do. And I know it doesn't feel, at times, it doesn't feel like it is like it's there's something, there's a gaslighting, and there's a diminishing of the work, but this is what we came here to do, and you're doing it, and that's way more than many people can say. But each one of us who shows up and does the work makes an immeasurable impact in the fractal ripples through time and space that are going to determine our future, whether that's here on Earth or elsewhere in the galaxy. You are important. You are loved. You are welcome here. And yeah, I mean, you are me. I am you. We are all part of the one. And this work that we're doing right now is a prerequisite. Like we're just in the first year of cosmic college here, really. But we're working towards something much greater, much greater than what we are doing right here, right now. So just know that this work is so important. Every single one of us that does any of it is making such a difference, and to keep it up with whatever you can. And yeah, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you soon.